In the early hours of March 28, 2016, an aide for 21-year-old Max Paul woke up on top of him and feared Paul was dead.
I ended up falling asleep on top of him, and I think he suffocated.
The 24-year-old aide called 911.
Is he breathing?
No, I don't think he is.
Max Paul was pronounced dead at Bethesda North Hospital.
According to investigation reports by Montgomery Police and the Hamilton County Coroner, Max Paul had severe physical and developmental disabilities that required 24-hour-a-day care. Police say the aide admitted holding Paul chest down on his bed for more than 2 hours. The aide said he fell asleep on top of Paul twice, insisting that he was only trying to keep Paul from hurting himself.
The kind of hold used by Paul's aide, known as a prone restraint, is illegal in Ohio because studies show it increases the risk of asphyxia and death to the person being restrained. The Hamilton County Coroner's Office ruled Paul's death a homicide caused by traumatic and positional asphyxia due to prone restraint by another lying across his body.
This case definitely had the potential to go and have criminal charges.
Catherine Yoder reviewed the evidence in Paul's death while she worked for the nonprofit Disability Rights Ohio.
It was a very, very strong case. It was very well investigated.
But the Hamilton County Prosecuting Attorney's Office declined to file charges against the aide, a decision prosecutors say was supported by Paul's family and Montgomery Police.
It was just one of those cases that you knew when it was over, it wasn't going to be brought up again.
Studies reviewed by the WCPO I-Team show alleged crimes against people with developmental disabilities are far less likely to be reported and prosecuted. The I-Team learned about Max Paul's case because his aide is among nearly 1,000 people named on the abuser registry posted on the website of the Ohio Department of Developmental Disabilities. Everyone on the registry is prohibited from working with individuals who have developmental disabilities.
The folks that we've identified as people who probably shouldn't be in our field.
Jenny Flowers is the director of the Major Unusual Incident Department at Hamilton County Developmental Disabilities Services.
We've got a long way to go, but don't get me wrong, we've come a long way. We are more successful today than we've ever been with getting the police involved and getting them at least heard at grand jury, getting the prosecutor to, at least acknowledge the case.
The decision to not prosecute Max Paul's aide prompted Catherine Yoder to take a dramatic step. In 2018, she asked the judge to arrest Paul's aide and appoint a special prosecutor in the case. The judge denied her request.
According to the Montgomery Police report, the aide said he was halfway through his second consecutive shift with Max Paul when he fell asleep on top of him. The aide worked for Maximum Home Care. Company records filed with the Secretary of State and the Better Business Bureau show Maximum Home Care is owned by Max's mother, Nina Paul. Mrs. Paul told the I-Team she didn't want her employee prosecuted for her son's death because the aide had to live with what happened for the rest of his life. And that was punishment enough. Craig Cheatham, WCPO 9 News, I-Team.